All right, let's talk about a movie that may or may not have given birth to the manic pixie dream girl concept. So in 2004, that's like 3 years after the TV show Scrubs started, the lead actor of that show, Zach Braff, would direct a movie starring himself where he plays this guy whose name I just forgot now, who basically has to go back home after not connecting with his family for like 10 years after hearing about the death of his mother. And in this movie, we watch him basically try to reconnect with people that he thought he had left behind, people that he thought he had escaped from a long time ago. He's a person who's living in the city. He wants to be an actor, but he's getting these odd jobs as a waiter and things like that. This movie stars Zach Braff, stars Natalie Portman, stars Peter Sarsgaard, Ian Holm, and an actor I am very sure I'm forgetting right now. Now, I said in the beginning that this movie may or may not have given us the concept of the manic pixie dream girl because Natalie Portman's character is essentially that girl who's like always daring, always full of life and things like that. And she meets this Zach Braff character who's very socially awkward, doesn't know how to act in certain situations, doesn't know if he's having a good time and things like that. So they form a friendship where she basically sort of like inspires him to just live more and take more risks. But it's not before a very dark secret is revealed around 30 minutes into the movie. And I say this because this is one of those movies where at the very beginning, you're gonna feel like you're wasting your time. You're gonna think to yourself, oh my God, why do I need to care about Zach Braff in this movie that he wrote and directed and starred as this person who's so awkward but like so misunderstood and is looking for companionship and things like that. Like, if you were to go to Letterboxd, a lot of people basically dismiss this movie. A lot of people don't like this movie. And I was almost that person until it gets to the scene where this dark secret is revealed. And then at that point, you want to be curious about, okay, what exactly is up with this person? And then it sort of switches and it becomes like a sort of a coming of age film, but not necessarily coming of age because this is a whole adult, right? But you do watch this person basically give himself a second chance at life, do some risks, do some research on certain things that he didn't want to talk about. You watch him basically make decisions that change his life positively. Like, for example, he says that his father for a long time was his only therapist slash psychiatrist. And the health professional that he sees tells him, that doesn't sound like a good idea. You need someone who is far removed from, you, if they're going to make a proper assessment of what you're going through and how you're handling certain things that you've been through. And I have to say that like I absolutely was surprised. I was surprised by how this movie turned and became really good right around after the 30-minute mark, right around the 40-minute mark. It gets really good and it becomes it feels like a hug. Like the only reference I think I can link this movie to, I don't know if you've seen the episode of Rick and Morty where it basically takes place at the Citadel of Ricks and these Mortys who are at school decide to go on this little adventure, sort of like Stand By Me type shit. It feels a lot like that, except like, it's adults. Adults who are giving themselves a second chance at life. Things happen, romance is built, but like I think for me, I don't really care about that more than I care about watching this person come to terms with certain things that troubled him and certain things that he ran away from for a long time. And I think it's a really solid movie. It really surprised me. I don't really know if I want to see more movies by Zach Braff as the director. I don't really know what the conversation is about him right now. Like, I think I've caught wind of things that he's done, but I'm not like chronically online enough to know like in detail. So take that with a grain of salt. Take the caveats. If a caveat is necessary, then I guess the caveat is Zach Braff. But I do think that the movie is a well-made movie. And if you really want to look for something simple to watch and it's not even that long, you can give it a watch. Garden State, 2004. This was like long before I personally knew Zach Braff from Scrubs, because I started Scrubs in season 5, and that's probably like 2006 or something. So yeah, give it a watch. Okay, cool. Have yourselves a lovely day. Shut up.